Hey, what's up guys? The Gangster Driller here. So today we are going to be working on a ring that is going to be a little bit unique here. So let me zoom you guys in here for a second. So you can see we got a crack right. This will focus in right there. Got a crack right there. Then also we got this coin that's actually lifting up. Might be this side. But yeah, you see how that coin's lifting up on the sides here, like that. So there's going to be two ways we can tackle this. First, we're going to fix this crack right here. But then there's two ways we could tackle this. We could weld this from the inside. The only issue with that is the coin has a design, and I think it would look kind of tacky. Or we can hit it from the outside here, which I think is what we're going to do. We're going to hit it from the outside, and we're going to weld the outside on each side to reinforce. So we're going to put a weld here, 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 and here where the crack is. So that should be fairly interesting to see how that's going to work out. Like I said, you could do it from the inside as well, but I think it would look tacky because you'd see the blob of gold on this design of the coin there. So we're not going to do that. But first we're going to go ahead and tackle this crack. Now I did clean my drawer out. I did some buffer sweeps and some bench sweeps and sent that off. So I got all the paper towels out of there finally. But it might take me a second to find my tools because they're all conglobulated now. I'm sure Lord Mark will have something to add to that. Not sure what it would be, but I'm sure he'll have something to say about it. And we're going to push this together, kind of meet that as close as we can. Where that crack is. Alright, so we got that crack together, close as we can anyways. Let's go ahead and weld that real quick. As a matter of fact, we really don't even have to put it on the third hand. We can just lay it like that, believe it or not. But let's go ahead and switch to, I think we're going to use a 4-tip for this. Oh, come on. Alright, let's go ahead and dip this in boric acid, nitric alcohol. Let's go ahead and set that on fire. Let that burn off. Let's go ahead and cut us a piece of solder here. Go ahead and put us some flux on there. Now, let me go ahead and zoom you guys in here. And let's go ahead and grab our solder here. Well, hold on, got to adjust the flame a little bit here. Let's grab our solder. Adjust our flame again here. I don't know why it keeps wanting to get sharp like that. Torch keeps trying to get sharp on me there. Come on now. We need a little bit bigger flame, guys. Just a tad bit. That bitch does not want to flow, does it? And again, remember, we're using hard solder. We're not using easy or medium. Like I said, I use hard on everything if I can. Well, actually, I don't really have a choice. That's all I buy is hard. So, and I suggest that you probably start out with hard, because you'll find that you can do prongs and everything with hard solder. I think if you start out with easy or extra easy, it kind of becomes a crutch, although it's not wrong. But I do believe if you start out with that, it kind of becomes a crutch for you then. Well, that didn't go where we wanted it, damn it. Alright, let's grab us another piece here. That definitely did not flow where we would like to it have. Grab us another piece of solder there. And we gotta find where we put it at. I know I set it down here somewhere. There it is. Found it. Alright. Damn, we need a bigger flame, guys. Bigger flame. Remember, it's always better to start out smaller than too big, guys. Remember that. Always better to start out smaller, or yeah, smaller than bigger. It's a little too sharp. Damn, we need a bigger flame, guys. Jeez. This bitch does not want to flow, does it? There we go. I think we finally got it through. We ain't got no diamonds in this, so we ain't got to worry about throwing it in water. There. Ow, it's still hot though. Son of a bitch. Burned myself, guys. Damn. Damn, that hurt. I felt that one. Oh, that's gonna smart. Oh, that hurts like a son of a bitch. I know it don't look like much, but damn, that's gonna hurt. I can already feel it stinging. I can't believe I did that. No, actually I can't believe it. Okay, let me zoom you guys out for a second here. So we got, let me zoom you guys in a little bit now. So we got it welded right there. Got the crack taken care of. Now before we go cleaning this up or anything, we do need to go ahead and start welding this other part here. And believe it or not, this top part is actually kind of warped. If I can get this to focus in here, see how it goes? It's got a bend to it, and then so it's actually kind of warped. We're going to see if we can pull that down a little bit. Pull that down just a tad bit here. Yeah, that thing got caught real good. Got quite the gap going on there. So it probably got hung up on something, if I had to guess. If I had to guess. Now I just gotta get that part to come down. There we go. I hear my neighbor over there grinding because his dog keeps getting out and coming over where my dogs are, and I'm afraid. But his dog has already gotten in our yard, and I'm so glad that my 2 pits that I have did not kill it, because I was afraid they would have killed his dog, man. But I'm glad they didn't. Not yet, anyways. But it keeps getting out and keeps coming into the yard. And I got a fenced yard and a gate up front, but somehow his dog keeps sneaking in. Well, first he keeps sneaking out of his place, and then he comes over to my place, and I'm afraid, you know, that my pits are going to one day not be happy about that and end up killing his dog, which I hope is not the case. But he's got to figure, he needs to figure that out quick, man, because that shit's got me nervous when dogs are coming out like that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and tack this one side. We're gonna tack this one side first here. Let me flip it like that. See if that helps. It might help. Holy shit, dude. Like, even his rings. Shit, even the ring has been out of whack. To a certain degree. That is... Well, this ring's been through some stuff. You can tell. You can damn sure tell. Yeah, now we're going to go ahead and tack it on the outside here, on each corner. Because if we do it on the inside, it's going to look tacky, where you'll be able to see because of this design that's on the bottom here. So we're going to do it from the outside. Need to do a little more adjusting here real quick. Alright guys. We got that as good as it's going to get. Now the fun part, guys. Let's go ahead and dip this whole ring in boric acid denatured alcohol again here. And I think we're going to, let's go ahead and light it up, burn that off. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do all 4 corners at one time, so that we don't have to keep boric acid denatured alcohol it each time we do each corner there. Let's go ahead and cut us a piece here. Put us a little bit of flux on there. Go ahead and zoom you guys in here. Let's go ahead and grab our solder. Okay, now let's go ahead and put our solder on there. And again, we're using hard solder. Need a little bit more flame, a little bit more fire. Well, that did not go where we wanted it. That's okay. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all, guys. Just grab us another piece here. Trying to keep you guys in focus here. Alright guys. I think I am pretty happy with that. I do believe. No, we need to go in further. We need to go in a little further here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep you in focus here guys. Alright, we're probably going to have to boric acid denature alcohol it again. I need to pull it off, check this out real quick. See exactly what this is looking like here. Yeah, we're going to have to work on that a little bit more there. Let's go ahead and boric acid denature alcohol it again. Not that I wanted to, but I need to kind of look at it to be able to tell. Set that on fire. Let that burn off. And let's go ahead and crank her back around here to the side. Put some flux back on there again. And grab us another piece of solder. Alright, let's grab our solder here. And I just don't like how that's pulled through quite yet. I just do not like it. Let me turn this around a little bit there. Need a little bit more flame, guys. Need a little bit more fire. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep you in focus here. There we go, that might be good now. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, that looks good. Yep, that looks real good. Alright, let's go ahead and hit this side here. Hold on, I gotta look at something here real quick. We got to look at something here. Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. I know it looks like shit right now, but it looks good. Yep. Alright guys. Let me zoom you guys out for a second here. I'm just trying to make this straight because these are kind of bent down a little bit. So I'm trying to straighten it out the best we can because they were definitely bent up. Alright, I think we're good now. So we got that one side tacked. It ain't going anywhere. That's for damn sure. So let's go ahead and do this side now. Let's get this part done. But it's going to be better doing it that way than doing it from the inside, because like I said, it'll look a little more tacky doing it from the inside with that design on the coin on the top. So it'd be better for us to do it this way. It just looked better too. once it's cleaned up. I know it looks like shit right now, but once it's all polished and cleaned, I think you guys will like it. Alright guys, we're on number 2. Let's go ahead and drop that down just a hair. Grab our solder here. Come on, get off the pick, damn it. Come on. You can do it. What the fuck? No, not up there, down here. Alright, this thing's in a little bit of a bitch for us here. We need a little more flame. I was trying to get it off the pick and it come off kind of up the top there. Come on, get the hell off of there. There we go, there went that piece. Alright, we're gonna have to get us another piece, guys. Unfortunately. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep you in focus here. I really am. Okay. Sorry guys, I gotta stand up for a second. My freaking leg is going numb on me. I need to get me a new chair or bench stool to sit on. For some reason I guess maybe it's the height that I sit at makes my legs go numb for whatever reason. Alright, so we got that side welded. Looks like, yep, it's welded. So now, what we need to do is let's hit this side over here. Get it welded. Alright, let's go ahead and cut us some solder here. Where the hell did that piece go I just cut? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are, I found you. Alright, now let's see if we can't get this side good and welded here. Sorry guys, trying to keep you in focus here. Now we really only needed to tack the one side because there was only one side that was loose. But I went ahead and charged to do all four because usually if one side's gone, the others probably aren't going to be too far behind it. So it's better to just do all four than to just do one. Okay, that sucker's on there. Yeah, she is on there and in there. Okay. We got one more side to do, guys. One more side and then we should be done with the welding part of it. We still got cleanup we need to do, but we'll be done with that part of it anyways. We'll put some flux on there. Go ahead and cut us a piece of solder. Alright. Need a little bit more heat, guys. Just a hair bit more. There we go. There we go. Alright, guys. I believe we got all our sides welded and that crack welded. We need to take a look though first. Stick that in water. Try not to grab it again like a retard. Burn the shit out of my finger. Alright, let's look at what we got here. So this side, let me zoom you guys in a little bit. Looks like this side's welded pretty darn good. Yeah, that's welded good. That side's welded good. Right there. That side's welded real good. And that side's welded real good. Alright, guys. Alright, let me stand up for a second. My leg's going numb again. Alright, now Might need to straighten this out just a hair bit more. Just a hair bit. And then we got that crack fix too. That was right there. Right there. So we need to... Now we're obviously going to file that down so it doesn't look quite as noticeable there. Alright guys, let's I think we got that about as straight as we possibly can. I mean, it did take a good whack apparently. Looks like it took a whack in the down position. Alright guys, I think that's going to be about as straight as we get it. Yeah, that's going to be about as straight as we get it, guys. Alright, I'm going to go drop this in the ultrasound real quick, and then we're going to come back and start filing down some of this. I'll be back in just a second. Alright guys, we're back with that ring. Let's try to see about filing down some of this excess that we got here. We're just going to be using a silicone wheel to do that. Okay, we got that part taken care of there. On that side anyways, that side we really don't need to do any filing on it. And this side here we really don't need to do any filing on it. And that side we really don't need to do any filing. It was just that one side there that we kind of needed to do some filing. Alright guys, now what we're going to do is we're going to take us a wheel and we're going to try to polish the insides there, because a lot of that's not going to be able to get hit by the buffer because it's too deep in there. So we're going to hit it with like a brush here at the desk. we can already start to see that start to shine up already there. Let me see if I zoom you guys in a little bit if you get a better view here. Alright, let's go ahead to this side now. You know what? I forgot about the, we gotta file down that crack where we welded the crack at real quick. You do that real fast. The gangster jeweler slacking, man. How do you forget about the crack, dog? I can already see Lord Mark saying, how'd you forget about the crack? You didn't follow the crack down. You could already see it coming. Alright, now let's switch back to our polished wheel here. Hold on, I need to get a small wheel. A small silicone wheel, or maybe even this. We'll use a pink buffing wheel here for a second. Need to see if I can get in the inside there where we had to weld that crack there. Alright guys, I gotta drop this in ultrasound real quick. Okay, we're back. So the inside pink polishing wheel isn't quite cutting it, so I need to go to a silicone reel real quick, see if I can file that inside down a little bit where that crack was that we had to weld. See if we file that down just a hair. Alright, now let's go back to the pink wheel for a minute. The pink wheel is kind of like it's a polishing wheel type of deal. It polishes. Alright, let's go to our brush wheel now. Alright. We're getting there, guys. We're just trying to polish the parts that the big buffer is not really going to get. The little nooks and crannies. I said nooks and crannies, not trannies. Okay? So don't start in the comments saying, oh, Gangsta Joe said trannies. It'd be interesting to see what Lord Mark's got to say about this. He's always, he's my #1 critic, I guess you could say. Which is fine. I mean, he's respectful about what he says, you know, but... Alright, got one more side we need to do here. Right now we need to finish trying to polish this inside here. Sorry guys, trying to keep you in focus here. We just got to polish the inside of this ring real good because the buffer is not going to get a lot of this. So we got to do it by hand. Alright guys, I think we about got that inside the best we're going to get it. I'm going to try to get this coin a little bit here. Alright guys, I think we got the inside in there the best we can get it for right now. But let's go ahead and, hold on just a second, one little spot here. Alright guys, I'm going to go drop this in the ultrasound real quick, and then we're going to head to the big buffer and finish polishing this thing up. We'll be right back. Guys, we're ready to buff this ring and get her all polished and cleaned up here. Oh, wrong one. Almost put the wrong one on there. Alright guys, let me zoom y'all in a little bit. Maybe it'll focus in a little better. Alright guys, we got the top nice and clean and polished. Alright, let's go ahead and hit the rest of this ring. Alright guys, let's go ahead and hit the inside of the ring now. In just a second here. Okay. Go ahead and come on over here now and hit the inside. Let me zoom you guys back out for that. Alright guys, I think we're about done with this ring. Alright guys, I'm going to go drop this into ultrasound real quick, and then we will come back and look at the finished product, y'all. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back with that ring. You see we got a nice, clean, polished. We got our corners welded there. Like I said, only one side was lifted, but we went ahead and did all four corners because usually it looks like it got pulled up on, and usually if one side goes, the rest of it's not too far behind it, so it's better just go ahead and do all four sides. Be safe than sorry. But this is the Gangster Jeweler, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you would like to subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you'd like to leave a tip or donation, you can. I'll have the link for that down in the description, although it's not required. Just helps the channel grow and show some love, and maybe if you learn something from these videos. Also, if you want to check out my TikTok live reaction and gaming stream, I'll have the link for that in the description, and then also my Kick live reaction and gaming stream. I'll have that down there as well. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Also, if you're looking to buy jewelry in the Jacksonville area, I highly recommend Money Miser on Blanding Boulevard. And if you're not in the Jacksonville area, forget Stellar Jewelry. I just got tired of putting their link in my description. So I just ain't putting their link in the description no more. I wasn't being sponsored by them or anything. It was just like an affiliate link, but it wasn't really doing a whole lot anyway, so not going to be putting that down there anymore. But shout out to Alex Alejandro. He's probably been my #1 supporter here. And then also Robert Hunter. Lord Mark, I know you got something to say, man. I'm going to see you in the comments. I know I will. I might get your approval one day, man. I might get your approval one day. I'm trying. But at any rate, guys, you can't ever seem to make him happy, but at least he's respectful about his criticism. At least he's not going all fucking crazy. But at any rate, guys, this is the Gangster Jeweler. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys. Oh, before I go, I forgot to mention, I moved my reaction YouTube channel over to Rumble, because for some reason, and also I have the YouTube channel here on YouTube, but I've moved over to Rumble as well. I have a YouTube channel over there, Gangster Jeweler, and then also Boss TV Live on Rumble, which is where a lot of my reaction and gaming stuff goes. But I appreciate you guys watching. This is the Gangster Jeweler, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, y'all.